what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, we got my dad here, right? I got my pops here, and you know that it's funny because this is a boxing channel, right?
Yeah.
We don't cover other sports.
No.
We cover the fight game here.
That's
but
it.
you know, being someone who covers the fight game, and you know, this is the space I occupy. This is my domain. When I see people like Stephen A. Smith,
Wow.
and I see people like Shannon Sharp, guys who, and guys, you know, people who are respected for their opinions on other sports such as basketball or football. When I hear them talk about boxing like they are an authority on boxing, it really sickens me because, and the reason it sickens me is because to commentate on boxing, you have to have, I think, for me at least, I think at bare minimum, you have to have at least sparred and been punched in the mouth, and gone through some sort of struggle in the ring, so you could just get a bit of understanding for what these fighters go through.
That's right.
Okay.
You can't talk the talk if you don't walk the walk.
Absolutely. So Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp, after the Anthony Joshua fight, I'm not gonna lie, man. As an American, as a proud American, I love being American. I love this country. But these are the guys that are representing America, as you know, as far as mainstream media goes in sports, and doing when it comes to the boxing, which I know is not these guys' forte.
Right.
They did a piss poor job last night. It was actually disgraceful, some of the things that were spewed out of these guys' mouths last night. And that's what I wanted to get into in this video. Stephen A. Smith had a tweet, and I'll leave the tweets for you guys in the description so you can read them for yourself, so you guys don't think I'm making this up out of my mind, out of my own, you know, my imagination. Stephen A. Smith tweeted following the Anthony Joshua Ruiz fight when Ruiz upset Joshua. He said the following, I quote, oh my God, I cannot believe this shit. Anthony Joshua, holder of 3 belts, gets TKO'd by Butterbean. I mean, some dude named Andy Ruiz Jr. What a damn disgrace. Joshua looked completely gassed, more fatigued than hurt. Now, how in the hell did you let that happen? And then he then went on by saying, I quote, I'm sick over this for myself, for fight fans, and especially for Deontay Wilder, who should have been administering this TKO. I'm so freaking disgusted right now. And then he said again, another tweet, I watched the fight 3 times. Ruiz is good, solid boxer, fast hands, but everyone's missing the point. The fight we were all waiting for, Wilder versus Joshua, is officially ruined. No one with sense believes Joshua has a chance versus him now if he goes back and beats Ruiz. He's got a glass jaw. That is the point. Mega fight is ruined. That is my damn point, people. Wake up. So what do you make of those quotes from one Stephen A. Smith on the fight?
I think, first of all, he to me, very disrespectful to the sport of boxing and to the fighters themselves.
Particularly Ruiz.
Ruiz. I mean, how are you gonna call him Butterbean? Why don't you walk up to Ruiz with your skinny ass self and a basketball in your hand and see what he'll do to you?
Butterbean will sleep Stephen A. Smith in 3 seconds.
Yeah, I'm talking about him just using Butterbean instead of using Ruiz, give respect to.
I don't know why he's just Butterbean was nice. You know, Butterbean was like 77-10. He was the king of 4 rounders.
Wow.
He was just fat. He didn't fight 12 round fights, but if he ran up on you, he touched you. Butterbean put you to sleep. So I don't even know why you're disrespecting Butterbean like that.
Well, not just Butterbean. I think he also disrespected Andy Ruiz. Comparing him to that, the way he did was wrong. I mean, now he's bringing up another topic within his own comics, contradicting what he's saying. He's saying that, oh, it should have been the Wilder
Joshua fight.
Well, this is not wrestling where everything is just made up. Okay, well, everything's set up and staged and it's staged out.
It's a fight game.
It's a fight game. When you get in the ring, you don't know what's going to happen to you. Your life's in danger. You don't know if you're going to come back out or not. So Steve Smith, stick to basketball, because that's where you're good at or supposedly at. And leave it at that, because what you just did there, you disrespected 2 fighters. Yeah, just because you wanted a mega fight.
He called the fight a damn disgrace.
Yeah, and then don't say that. What we say, Joshua, the one that Joshua took Bronson. No, you got it wrong.
He said that Wilder should have been administering this TKO to Joshua, and that's the point. Now we see.
Yeah, so he's actually saying, you know, that Bronze Bomber should have been the one, blah 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 blah. But you gotta understand. The Bronze Bomber didn't even want to face Joshua. That's why this Butterbean Ruiz that you just called out, Andy Ruiz, turned out to be a tougher man and more respected in the boxing game
than a lot of the top contenders.
All the top contenders, including your boy that you want to see, Bronze Bomber. You want him to see him fight. So wake up, Stephen A. Smith.
I was scrolling down and I actually You know Ashley Theophane, the fighter? Ashley Theophane? Ashley Theophane actually responded to Stephen A. Smith.
What did he say?
And he said, when these so-called sports experts don't know shit about boxing.
There you go.
He then went on by saying, if you know boxing, you would know that Ruiz has like a 110 win and 5 amateur record. Yet people couldn't overcome his physical appearance. He isn't some bum. Get with it, Stephen A. Smith.
That's a good.
Ashley Theophane. Shout out to Ashley Theophane.
Yep.
Telling the truth.
And that's a good point because what made this even a greater fight for Andy Ruiz, all the amateur experience he had as he was coming up fighting taller fighters. Because coming to the fight, I didn't even think he had a chance against Joshua because I thought Joshua was going to be the giant towering iron. But when I see Ruiz come out and hit those punches like
out jabbing him,
naturally hitting a taller man the way he was, that's where the amateur experience came in for him, and it worked out perfectly for him. And he knew that. That's why he's champion today.
Okay, so very disrespectful comments.
Yeah, I don't like when
from Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah,
honestly, like, look, I know myself, like, I get very animated because boxing brings out the emotions out of everybody. If you spend every day covering the sport, you're bound to say some messed up stuff at some point about fighters. But I have a lot of respect for fighters because I have friends in the fight game. I have 2 friends in the fight game this year who have been stopped.
Yeah.
Adrian Granados and Gregory Corbin.
Yeah, and still.
So I have a very close knit respect level for these fighters, man. Because I have fighters in the fight. I have friends in the fight game.
Because those comments that he also made,
never taken a punch in his life.
Yeah, and it almost seems like that he wanted that big match, that big fight to happen.
We all did.
And everybody wanted it, but what he's failing to understand is it wasn't Joshua's side that didn't want the fight. It was the bronze bomber that kept backing out. So Stephen, do your homework first. Don't point fingers at nobody, especially if you never walked the walk in the ring.
I mean, if you never at least sparred around, I don't want to hear
I think in society today, in social media, and mainstream media, they always want to say different things just to get the ratings or whatever. And in this right here, I don't think he actually wanted to see the Anthony and Bronze Bomber fight. I mean, the Joshua Bronze Bomber fight, and it didn't happen. But for him to go and criticize Ruiz, who just beat our odds to become a world champion and beat Joshua, he's wrong.
I mean, and if Stephen A. knew anything about boxing, he would know that a couple years ago that he had a razor close fight with Joseph Parker, who's a top heavyweight himself. But I can guarantee you, if Stephen A. was sitting right next to us right now on video,
no clue.
He would have no clue who Joseph Parker even is.
Wow.
He doesn't know anything about boxing. Now,
So,
I wanted to get to Shannon Sharp's tweet, because Shannon Sharp,
God.
the Hall of Fame tight end, formerly the Denver Broncos.
Yeah.
He had a lot to say about this, because Shannon Sharp is a massive fan, if you don't know, of Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder.
There we go again,
He said, hold on, my phone. Pull it up right now. He said,
it's amazing.
He said, now we know why Anthony Joshua kept dodging Deontay Wilder.
Yeah.
Joshua got knocked out by a dude. Same thing Stephen said. He got knocked out by a dude shaped like butterbean.
Listen, Shannon Sharp, stick to your football, because that's what you did as a career, and stick to your bulldogs, the dogs at your house that you're really good at taking care of. But as far as making comments that you don't know nothing about, it's very disrespectful. And I'm surprised a person like your stature will even come out and say what you just
said. And, Sharp, look, I'm sure if I talked to him, he'd probably be a cool guy. He seems like a cool guy.
Yeah.
But this just goes to show you, man, like, I really think when it comes to sports like boxing, because boxing isn't basketball, boxing not baseball. We're talking about, like, it's for these fighters, it's a lonely place. They spend 8 weeks in the camp. They sacrifice time from their families, from their loved ones.
Exactly.
And when they lose, I get mad when fighters duck fights, but this is why I don't get mad when fighters duck fights, because when you lose, it's like you get Anthony Joshua, right? Anthony Joshua has been an absolute fantastic ambassador for boxing.
Yeah.
He's been one of the flag bearers of boxing.
They were toward the end.
The guy has literally sold out stadiums all across the UK. Been pretty much by himself.
Yeah.
By himself.
Before he came
revived British boxing. Been carrying it on his back. Okay. Has become more of a mainstream star. Made his American debut last night. Packed the garden out.
Right.
Like very few fighters have of note recently. And he's one of the reasons, along with Canelo, that a lot of fans, casual fans, still watch boxing.
Exactly.
And he takes one loss in his career. He takes one loss in his career to a quality fighter. Because anybody who knows Ruiz knows he's a quality fighter.
Exactly.
He takes one loss, and you call him a disgrace. You call him a ducker. This is why you can't get mad at fighters, because these fighters sacrifice 8 weeks in the camp. from their families, from their loved ones. They make, you know, if you're not a heavyweight, you know, they make these crazy weight cuts. They kill their bodies. They do all this stuff to entertain the fans. And a lot, you know, I've spent time around NBA players and athletes of other sports, and I can tell you that fighters are the most noble and most humble athletes. Honestly, I've been covering boxing for 4 years now. I don't think I've ever been turned down for an interview by a fighter.
Wow.
Because fighters understand, fighters are humble, because fighters know that to be in the sport, to make that ring walk, you know, a lot of times, you know, Andre Berto, big shout out to Andre Berto. Andre Berto talks a lot about, you know, a lot of people who want to criticize from the outside, they don't understand how much courage it takes to make that walk to that ring.
Exactly.
In front of all these people, in front of your family, knowing that you could die on the night, that you can get severely hurt, brain damage, people have died.
That's so true.
And, you know, so look, if you want to say Joshua overrated, that's perfectly fine, because you can have your opinion as a fight fan. If you want to say Anthony Joshua, well, isn't as good as advertised, you can say that. But to call him a disgrace, to call, you know, and then to call him a disgrace, and then call the guy who beat him, who is a quality fighter, who is one of the best heavyweights in the world, and even before this fight, he was one of the top 10 to 15 best heavyweights in the world. To call him Butterbean, I mean, it is no disrespect to Butterbean. Butterbean was a good fighter for 4 rounders at his level, but he wasn't a world-class fighter. I mean, so you're disrespecting both of them, and I have no sympathy for that. So honestly, I don't wish bad on nobody, and I'm not gonna wish bad on them too.
Exactly.
But I really think that they should refrain from talking about boxing, because neither one of them knows shit.
That's true. Now, if you were Teddy Atlas from ESPN and he talked boxing,
he had a good assessment of
somebody of the whole thing, then you could say, okay, you know, this guy's been in boxing around, and he's been kicked out of other medias and this and that, because they cut his job short, and he knows everybody loves this guy because he's straightforward and he's been around boxing and he knows the game. That's different, and he's still training fighters to this day. But for football, boxing, Shannon Sharp.
I mean, there are
look up the definition.
There are some athletes like I was saying though, there are some athletes that do know about boxing that weren't boxers, like Max Kellerman interviewed a bunch of NBA players.
Wow.
And Chauncey Billups, Tracy McGrady, Paul Pierce, they all knew about boxing.
That's crazy.
Real good. Like they're real.
Impressed you?
Yeah, I was impressed. So you know that's not to say just because you played another sport that you can't still know about boxing. Because if you watch enough fights over time, you will learn. But the way these guys talked last night was disgusting. And they were the disgrace.
Yeah, I think they were very disrespectful, especially professional. A professional athlete knows what it takes to get up to the level that they're at. Whether it's boxing, football, whatever the case may be, they know it's not an easy road to get to that journey to the top. So
I'm really more disappointed in Sharp than I am Stephen A. because he should know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
World-class tight end.
But sometimes I also say a lot of these media outlets, they have certain type of individuals like this because they'll say whatever they want to say and it brings up their ratings. Not saying that's to save what Shannon Sharp was saying was right, because it was wrong no matter how you look at it.
Yeah.
I mean, and you cannot compare, a football player cannot compare himself to a boxer as far as the sport itself, because you did not walk the same walk he walked in boxing or vice versa. So give that person respect instead of talking negativity. That's what we have in this world today, too much negativity.
Especially if that fat guy, the Butterbean, is the heavyweight champion of the world.
I mean, why are you going to say that to that guy? I guarantee you, if he was in front of your face, Shannon Sharp, he'll knock the shit out of you just like you did Joshua. Go give him a call and ask him.
Yeah, you know what? Shannon Sharp stated, I want you guys to go up to Andy Ruiz. I want you to call him Butterbean and say that he's not as, you know, it was a disgrace. Go up to him and say that and see what happens.
Yeah, it's just like that one time 10 years ago in wrestling, they say it's fake. And it was in a news line or whatever it was. The reporter asked the wrestler, "Oh, I heard that wrestling is fake." The guy right there knocked the shit out. I was like, "Yo, man, I'll show you fake."
Yeah.
So the same thing's gonna happen. If you disrespect somebody, especially when you're at your position, you should do it in a diplomatic, respectful manner.
Yeah. And
don't throw nobody else into what you call it.
There you go. So we don't got really much to say. We just wanted to shed some light to it because you guys are an absolute abomination to boxing reporting, and I wanted to get that out there.
That's wrong, and that's, I mean, hopefully you guys give us good comments back and let us know. Hit that like button, and we're just talking the way we see it. We're talking real over here in True School Sports.
That's it. So you like I said in every video, you can love me or you can hate me. No, I'm just kidding. He's just kid from Lowell, Mass.
New England,
home of the Irish Mickey Ward.
I love the Bruin, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so until next time, take care, guys.
Thank you.
My name is Rachel McDonough, and this is my friend